all the things that are being done through meditation, through all these other methods, like I said, these are just obstacle removers. Just it wants to remove hindrances. What are the hindrances that are clouding your mind? So that can only be done through the medicine of insight. To me, that's exactly what insight is. The moment of insight. The moment of insight, that itself is alchemy. It's a kind of alchemy. In that moment, whatever's happening in your experience, you're transforming lead into gold. You know, you've heard that symbolism, transforming lead into gold. That is the alchemy of insight. And insight just simply means, even for a split moment, even for a flash of a second, you see things with fresh eyes. Whether it's you're looking at a flower, whether you're looking at the stars, whether you're just sitting here having a simple cup of tea, whatever it may be the case, if even just for a moment you have a glimpse into a silent mind, where your mind is free from the past, it's free from the burdens of the past, it's free from the conditionings of the past, the karmas of the past, and in that moment your mind is luminous. It's like a mirror, it's just simply reflecting. And in that moment there is clarity, there is insight, there is this inner alchemy that I'm talking about. And initially this is how movement along the path is. Once in a while you'll catch glimpses of that clarity, glimpses of that silence. And every time you come to a glimpse, you're reinforcing your clarity, you're reinforcing your silence. So don't underestimate even a few moments of clarity. You may have even a few glimpses of clarity, but if it can happen even just for a moment, can't you create a million other moments? You can create a million other moments from morning till evening. You can remain in a silence within you that remains unbreakable. It is a possibility. But there's something Jesus said. It was a statement in the Bible. It says, keep a watchful eye that never sleeps. From morning to evening, keep a watchful eye that never sleeps. It brings to mind Sufism? Mm-hmm. It's the mystical branch that has happened in Islam. And there's an Arabic word which means meditation, and the meaning of the word, to me, it's really one of the most insightful meanings of the quality of meditation. The word is muraqaba. And muraqaba, it means something like to watch over. To watch over yourself. Don't, like we talked about the other day, you don't repress the mind. You don't try to forcefully keep the mind, you don't try to beat the mind into submission like a wild animal. And it is a wild animal in many ways. You must have experienced this in meditation many times. You're sitting in meditation, but your mind is just simply a wild freak, freaking out all over the place. The mind just doesn't want to cooperate. And you think, okay, I'll try to beat it into submission. Eventually it will lay down and play dead. It can happen like that. It can happen like that, where you are beating your mind again and again back into submission, back into concentration, and your mind does fall over dead. You can attain such control over the mind like that. It's possible. I'm not saying it's not possible. Many yogis are capable of that. Just a few seconds, they'll concentrate their mind, let's say on the breath, or the chakra, or a mantra, and within a few moments, the mind has become completely silent. It is possible, but this will never bring you insight as to the functioning of the mind from moment to moment. You understand? Let's say you want to understand a machine, okay? To understand how a machine works, do you stop the machine from functioning? Do you turn off, pull out the electrical switch? Will that work? It won't work. To understand the functioning of anything, you have to let it run its course. You have to let it run its course freely, without any restrictions, without any barriers, but just observe from moment to moment. And this observing the mind as it is from moment to moment, this is what brings the quality of insight. So this is why I'm constantly telling you, learn how to be meditative in the midst of your daily life. There's nothing that should be excluded from your meditation. If something is excluded from your meditation, then you're not really being meditative. Walking, simply walk. Sitting down, simply sit. Hearing, simply hearing. Smelling, simply smelling. Tasting, simply tasting. Pure experience. Just one thing. Just if you take out this one element, the mind will naturally start reflecting its true nature. Just don't crave for whatever's happening in your experience. Don't become entangled. Don't become identified. Just that one element. Think of how this one element is possessing your whole life. Think of how much of your life is being dominated, it's being ruled by craving, by unfulfilled desire, by attachment, by entanglement. If I say just 50%, that's a very severe understatement. At least 99% of human experience is being ruled by this. And that's not something that's very difficult to understand. Because look at all the other animals on this planet. Aren't they all just living on the level of survival? This is something that makes a human being distinct from the other animals. Not that he's superior, not that he's better than the other animals, not that he's on a higher pedestal, or any silly idea like that. What makes a human being different is that he does not have to be ruled by his conditioning. There's another possibility that's available. He can become a more conscious being.